I want to talk about a bit of the mission of kind of what you and Robert have been doing the last, 30 years. Before I do that, though, I just want to say that I first met you in London, I think 5 years ago or 6 years ago at the Excel Center. And I remember I threw all my cameras in a taxi and went out there with my director, Luis, who you just met. There was no one else at London Real at the time. And we did a 30-minute interview with Robert. Yeah. It was really powerful. Robert was just really open and authentic and honest, like he always is. Yes. And I met you, and you were just amazing. You always have incredible energy, Kim. You're always just a shining beacon of positivity.
Oh, thank you.
And I saw you in Phoenix a year ago, and it was the same thing. And so I just want to say thank you, because you are that person. You're always that person. And this is back before I was, London Real famous.
Oh,
and you
thank
still
you,
were.
Brian.
So
that's kind of you. I appreciate
think people
that.
really feel your energy, and you're like really such an important part of this whole thing that you've built. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Your mission at Rich Dad is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity.
Yes.
And I know you and Robert are really thinking big these days and thinking about like, how can we do that on a global basis? And you've always said,
you're reading my mind,
What?
You're reading my mind.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
I just had this discussion yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And you always say, we stick to the mission. When we stick to the mission, we win.
Yes.
And just wondering about that vision. Did that take time to evolve? And what does that look like today?
That's a great question, because we came up with that mission statement to elevate the financial well-being of humanity in the very beginning. So we created our cash flow board game that came out before Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Yeah. And that was our mission statement. It was funny, Brian, because people said, well, that's a very bold statement. That's kind of, aren't you kind of full of yourself to think you can elevate the of humanity and all this, all this. We're like, yeah, we think we're going to give it a shot. We're going to give it a shot. And so we've always stuck to that mission, always. And today, we travel the world, and I'm always so humbled when somebody comes up and says, thank you for Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Thank you for Rich Woman. Thank you for, the board game. Because of this, we've done this. Because we've read this, it changed our life. And that's, to me, that's the mission. And the only time we get in trouble with that mission is when people come in who don't understand the mission, come into our company, they don't understand the mission, but they understand the money. And that every single time, never works. It never works. When people come in because of the money instead of the mission, there's a failure. So we're crystal clear that every time we stick to the mission, just do what we know how to do. Money is secondary. Mission is first. And so we are actually bigger internationally than we are in the US. And we want to keep growing it internationally. Of course, the internet, allows us to do that, but we still love the face-to-face. We still love getting in front of people. We still love hearing the stories. So I don't know that we'll ever stop doing that, but we're always looking at ways to expand the brand. And we're now partnering with people who are only mission-based and aligned to our mission. And that's really important. And for partners, this is something I've learned over the years. If you take on a partner or an employee, absolutely, number one, they've got to be aligned to your mission, really aligned, not just lip service, but really aligned to the mission and aligned to the values. If they're not, it's not going to work.